YouTube, it's Jen. Brad is still at work right now, and we'll make, that was Lexi. We'll make our weekly video tonight. But I just wanted to make a quick video update because I just got back from the doctor, and my band has slipped again, and I'm going to have surgery. So, just wanted to give a little update about that. I have been having heartburn for the past, since Saturday. So today is Wednesday. I had, Friday night I taught my combat class, and then we had dinner, and it's been so long since I've been filled where I needed to think about, being tight after exercising and affecting my eating, and the food I was eating, it just didn't sit well Friday night. So Friday night after dinner, I wasn't feeling well. It was just kind of sitting there, and so Brad took me to Wawa to get a hot chocolate, and then I thought everything was better. And then Saturday, I had worked out, had lunch, waited like 2 hours, took a nap, and I woke up from my nap with heartburn. And I was like, wait a minute, I sat up for 2 hours, so it shouldn't be that I went to sleep too quickly, and I didn't know what it was. I was like, well, maybe, I don't know. Maybe it was from last night, maybe I've irritated my pouch. So I got to dinner Friday night, get a burger with ketchup, and then I start getting heartburn. I'm like, oh, well, it must be an irritated pouch plus ketchup. So I take an omeprazole, or that's generic for Nexium. That's Saturday. Sunday, I go visit my brother in Orlando with the family. It was his birthday. And I had some pound cake. Pound cake is probably not a good thing. And it was just sitting there, and I felt crappy the whole day. It was stuck, but not stuck. It was like I could feel it in there, but I didn't. It was pressure. So at that point in time, I knew, okay, time to go back on liquids and mushies. So that was Sunday night. I probably took another omeprazole just because I figured, okay, I've really angered the pouch. Let's just take the meds. Let's just get our shit together. Let's go liquids, mushies, take care of myself. So Monday, I'm just eating shakes and oatmeal. And I'm guessing I must have had heartburn Monday night. Took an omeprazole. Tuesday, same thing, shakes and oatmeal, except that. And I stopped eating early on Tuesday, like 6, 7 o'clock. And sat up in bed watching TV till like 10:30, almost 11. So, a lot of sitting up. So I go to lay down, and that heartburn came on like nobody's business. I mean, holy moly. And so I sat up, I took an omeprazole, it was not going to be okay. So thank God Brad had Alka-Seltzer. That is the most disgusting thing in the world to drink, but by 1 in the morning he had me drinking Alka-Seltzer, and within the time I finished drinking it, which took me a while because it's disgusting, I felt totally better. So I'm like, okay, I clearly need to see a doctor. So that was Monday night. That was not Tuesday night. So that all happened Monday night. Tuesday night, which was last night, I'm sorry, I got my days mixed up. Monday night, horrible heartburn. Tuesday night, again, stopped eating early. No heartburn. I'm like, oh, I must be fixed. But I had my appointment. I had made an appointment. On Monday, I made an appointment because, I knew that I was probably too tight. So I was like, okay, regardless, let's not assume that the band has slipped, but I clearly need to adjust a little bit. I thought maybe it was because of my period, because last month and this month, my period symptoms have been happening a week early. So I'm like, well, maybe I'm just super bloated, and I'm maybe just extra tight, and I was trying to wait it out over the weekend, and then by Monday I was like, I need to make a doctor's appointment. So I made the doctor's appointment for today. Yesterday, last night, no heartburn. Woke up this morning feeling fine. But I slept in, and my doctor's appointment was at 2:45, and so I had oatmeal for breakfast, and I didn't really want to just eat something real just to test it. But I'm like, you know what? I'm feeling fine. She's going to look at me. She's going to think I'm crazy. So I went to my doctor's appointment, and we did the barium swallow. And immediately the doctor's like, oh, Jen. So it's the same thing as last time. It's the pouch is, here's the band is at an angle, and the stomach over the pouch is just slightly, so the stomach is a little bit over the pouch, and the band, instead of being at a good angle, is a little bit less at an angle. And so, she's like, okay, you have 3 options. We can unfill you completely, wait 4 weeks, and it's probably going to happen again. We can unfill you completely and just leave you unfilled. And I'm like, yeah, that's not an option. Or we can do revision surgery, and I will take this band out, completely take this out, put a new band in, reposition it, retunnel it, restitch it, and make sure that the stitching is really, because it seems like now, since it's happened twice, that it's not being held in well, and so whenever I eat, the band is going to slip. So she assured me that it wasn't my fault. Literally, I just had a fluoro 3 weeks ago. The band was perfect 3 weeks ago. She saw it, everything I saw it, perfect little line, it was filled to perfection. And in the past 3 weeks, we went to Maryland. I threw up 1 time, and it was one bleh. So it wasn't like retching or anything like that. So it wasn't. It's not that I'm not following the rules. I do follow the rules. I think that, it was a PB. And, if there are some of you out there that never PB, then I am, I'm jealous, I am envious of you, and I look up to you. But I don't think that, for me, it's realistic to say I will never PB. I'm not aiming to PB. I'm not aiming to PB often, but I think that 1 time in 3 weeks wasn't cause for alarm. But obviously something is wrong. So the moral of my story is, take it seriously if you have heartburn. Apparently, and I didn't know this, apparently I'm a really good sleeper, but I fell asleep before Brad last night, and he was staying up watching TV, and he called me this morning. He's like, when you see Dr. Jessie, make sure you tell her about the night coughs you were having last night. And I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, you woke up twice last night coughing. Now, one would assume, if I was coughing so much that I woke myself up, and apparently had conversations with him about this, I would remember it. I have no recollection of the night cough, so I don't know how often I'm having night cough. But we all know that night cough is a big symptom. Now, normally the night cough, you're literally like throwing up in your mouth. I assume I didn't throw up in my mouth, because I would have assumed, A, I would have told him that I threw up in my mouth, and B, I would think I'd remember that. But so I had the heartburn since Saturday, and night cough, and I'm just really fortunate that my doctor has the fluoro machine, because realistically, if she didn't have that machine, I would probably go in. I would probably say I was too tight. She would probably, have just let some liquid out, and things would probably feel back to normal. But that's not the case. So my video today is not to make anybody worry and go, oh no, I need to be worried. I don't want to worry anybody, but I want to let you know, follow the rules and listen to the warnings. And if the warning is heartburn is bad, listen to it. If you have heartburn one day, take notice, write it down. If you have it 2 days in a row, call your doctor. I'm glad that Brad got on me about this, because I was like, oh no, I'm just, I'm having my period. I'm sure I'm just, or I'm getting my period. I'm sure I'm just bloated, and that's going to make me tight. And I know that if I just, eat softer foods and just suck it up, it'll be fine. And he said, no, that's not okay. And I'm really glad, and it's because of him, that I went to the doctor today. And even as I was sitting there, I'm like, oh, she's just going to look at me like I'm crazy. Don't worry about if your doctor thinks you're crazy, because you know what? I wasn't crazy. There was something wrong. And I'm glad, we need to listen to our bodies, and we need to not rationalize and make excuses and be like, oh, no, maybe it's just X. Maybe it is X, but maybe it's not. And really, it's better to be safe than sorry. So I'm calm, because I got all the crazy out in March when the lap band, when I had the pouch dilation that time, and that's when I got full on crazy. So when it happened this time, I was able to be calm, be like, okay, what are we going to do about it? What's the plan? I will be having revision surgery at the end of July, either July 28th or 29th. They're going to put the insurance approval request in first thing, either this evening or tomorrow morning. And after 5 business days, if we don't have an approval, they can rush the approval. And they felt confident that within 2 weeks I would have the approval. So I'll either have it July 28th or 29th, depending on which hospital I'm approved for. Because apparently when my doctor does revisions, you have to stay overnight. I didn't have to do that the first time, so the outpatient center I had it done in can't take me for the inpatient surgery. So I will know more maybe by the next update next week. We'll do an update tonight with Brad, but I just wanted to document this and just let you know that, you know, and my first question to the doctor was, what did I do wrong? Am I a failure? And she laughed at me and she's like, Jen, your BMI is a 29 right now. You're not a failure. You've done really well. So I want to believe that as much as I talk about, you know, sometimes, you know, eating something stupid, I'm human, and I think that I really try hard, and I think I do take these rules seriously, and yeah, my band slipped. If I did something that led to it, you know, I guess I need to be more cautious about what I eat. I know I'm chewing right now. I mean, after that last slip, I have been so conscientious of the bite size and the chewing and the waiting enough time. You know, I had the one time when we were on vacation where I had a cheese quesadilla, and that's when I got stuck and I threw up. But mistakes happen. And I wasn't going out eating sandwiches all the time and getting stuck all the time and throwing up or PBing. I use PBing and throwing up interchangeably. I'm not talking about retching and throwing up. I'm talking about literally burping it out. But anyways, I'm just letting you know it can happen. It did happen to me. And hopefully the insurance process will go by much smoother than it did the first time. And so hopefully in 2 weeks I will be a revised lap band patient. When I asked about going to sleeve, she told me that that was not an option, that the insurance would only cover lap band to lap band for me, and that I don't have to do the pre-op diet. That was my big question. Do I have to do the pre-op diet again? I feel like I'm living the pre-op diet. And she's like, no, you don't have to do the pre-op diet, but I do have to do the post-op diet, 2 weeks liquids, 2 weeks mushies. So silver lining, maybe this will get me back on the weight loss. Maybe it'll help start. Maybe it's like pushing a reset button. I don't know. I'm just trying to not focus on the crappy part of this and think about the positive part of this. I'm going to be starting over. It's going to be fixed. I get a second chance to do it right. So there you have it. Just wanted to give you a quick update. Brad and I will come back tonight with our regular weekly update. But I just wanted to document it while it was fresh in my mind. So I hope you all are having a good week, and be cautious and listen to your body. Bye.